Welcome back to my backyard. Been a bit of a weird month with stuff going on in life right now. Our whole house caught the COVID about 10 days after the Overseed project. So before I got sick, I was watering daily trying to keep the seed damp to germinate. With my 8,000 square foot yard and not having in-ground irrigation, it takes a fair amount of time to water my yard. Using my current fan sprinkler, if I only have the sprinkler going in one spot for 15 minutes to just get the seed damp, it takes me about 2 hours to water my yard. Thankfully, I kind of got lucky, and the day after I got sick, starting almost a full week of light rain every day, so it was quite perfect for the seed, as I recovered as quickly as I could to get back to work. Thankfully, our whole family was able to recover fairly quickly, and after about 8 days we were all testing negative and were feeling healthy. As for the yard, once I recovered, I was able to start getting some fertilizer on it. Now, I had intended to put a starter fertilizer on the lawn to assist in getting the lawn going, so when I went to Home Depot to pick some up, found the bin that had all the bags of starter fertilizer, read the label to make sure it was a starter fertilizer, and the bin price label was a starter as well. Decided to grab a different bag that was buried a layer down from the top layer, as the top layer of bags was covered in some bird droppings since this was in the outdoor garden center area. Grabbed the bag from the back side, paid for it, took it home. Read the back label for application rates, cut it open, threw it down. Got the sprinkler on the yard to water it in. While that was happening, I was in the garage cleaning up, and as I was throwing the bag of fertilizer in the garbage, realized I grabbed a bag of normal high nitrogen granular fertilizer. Well, damn. Somehow this bag, which was a different brand, had got buried in the middle of the bin of starter fertilizer. Now, I don't want to blame the staff because, like I said, it was buried under the first layer of fertilizer bags that were the correct ones that I wanted. My guess is that someone grabbed the wrong bag and just set it in this bin, and the other bags were shifted around, probably by someone doing the same as me, getting the bags that weren't covered in bird droppings. Oh well, lesson learned. Always double check the exact bags you're grabbing. Didn't hurt my lawn though, since I followed the bag instructions. The difference is the NPK rating were different from what a starter has and will push growth in the established lawn that might hinder the new grass. With a starter fertilizer, you will have a higher phosphorus content, the second number on the NPK, which helps push root growth. Now, I didn't cut the grass for as long as possible to give the grass a chance to germinate before really working on it. The fertilizer was put down around mid-September. After about 24 days, around the end of September, the lawn was pretty shaggy looking, so I had to get out and cut it. I just couldn't stand it anymore. Also, those areas I had really messed up with the scalping had started to come back pretty good, which was a relief. I'll put down a small amount of seed in those areas in the spring when I work on the dead spots in the yard more. In the meantime, I lifted the mower up a couple of notches from my normal height of cut to give the young grass less stress and time to get more established. Time to get out in the yard and enjoy some time outside in the yard and enjoy the mow. The grass was looking great, lush, thick canopy, great feeling, and a nice healthy green, the best my grass has ever looked. The mow was a little slower than normal due to how thick it was growing, which I'm not complaining about at all. After getting the cut done, I put down a basic Scott's lawn fertilizer. I didn't follow the exact label on this one, and put down the equivalent of half a pound of fertilizer per 1,000 square feet, which ended up being just over the recommended level on the bag. I did turn the dial down on the spreader to about 3.5 on my Scott's spreader. By turning the rate down, you have to take multiple passes to get the measured amount of product down, but you can get a more even spread and run a much lower risk of burning your lawn. Plus, I can use the exercise. Also, after getting the fertilizer down, I did a spot spray on the weeds that had started to creep in while I had taken a small break on the spraying and cutting for the grass to take hold. I don't want to spray for weeds while the seed is germinating, because the herbicides will affect the grass germination, since we are not able to use something like tenacity for DIY homeowners due to the conservation laws in Canada. Now that the grass was getting established, I switched back to my normal lawn cutting routine for cutting at least twice a week, every 3 to 4 days when needed. On the 11th of October, I did what is possibly one of the last cuts of the year and got the final fertilizer down. Now, the later in the fall you want to put down the fertilizer, the less effective it will be at the plant taking up the nutrients due to the slowdown in the plant due to the drop in temperatures. So I got the last fertilizer down, and 3 days later we got the first flakes of snow flying in my area. Crazy weather shift. It was 19 degrees and sunny on the 11th of October, and within 48 hours it was 4 degrees Celsius and snowing. The snow didn't stick around and melted instantly, but still a warning of things to come. The weather got cool and rainy for the next few days after I'd cut the grass. The grass was looking great, and I hope it'll weather the winter well now that I had the grass growing strong and well fed. This is also the first year that our autumn blaze maple tree started to give the colors we wanted to see in it. We had some color change in it the last couple of years, but this year it has looked amazing with the colors on it. I may get one more cut on the lawn quick if we get another warm stretch, just to make sure the grass doesn't get too long, but I don't think that will happen. At the time of editing this video, the grass started to go into dormancy for the winter, with nighttime temperatures sometimes reaching -5 Celsius. Still got a couple of videos I'd like to get over the next few months talking about some things like the yard, general lawn maintenance ideas, equipment, and plans for the coming season. So if you want to stick around for those, keep checking back. In the meantime, crack a cold one, enjoy your hard work, and we'll see you next time.